But we never really are, no, we never really wanted anything but we get money like the choppers blowing at the mall. Yo, what's up guys, BNVLNT. Today I'm showing y'all how to sound like GLAIVE. I tried to make this video when the album Y'all first came out, but I just couldn't get the sound right at the time. Finally, I made you guys a GLAIVE preset, and for this video I did the Veni, Vidi, Vici song off the Y'all album, and I also did the trebles with GLAIVE and Kurtains off of God Save the Three, the new album that just came out. Now, I do want to start off this video by saying I do not sound anything like GLAIVE, and I definitely don't sound anything like Kurtains, so this isn't going to be the most accurate like cover of a song or replication of their sound, but I feel like I got the presets pretty similar, and that's really what I'm here for. I just want to make you guys the most accurate stock FL presets for free, that way you guys can make some good music. With all that being said, if you guys haven't heard Veni, Vidi, Vici by GLAIVE, I'm gonna go ahead and play you guys a snippet, and then we'll get into this video.
Veni, Vidi, Vici, she likes a Vici, get to it if it please me, nothing worth doing easy. I came, my soul's not a fan of it at all. I would rather kill myself than end up anything like y'all. Veni, Vidi, Vici, she likes a Vici, get to it if it please me, nothing worth doing easy. I came, my soul's not a fan of it at all. I would rather kill myself than end up anything like y'all.
Now that you guys have heard the original song, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off these presets, and this is what my raw vocals sound like. Veni, Vidi, Vici, she likes a Okay, that's enough of that, and now we're gonna go ahead and turn on these presets. And yeah, for this song I just did a main and a harmony, and they're really simple. There's no buses or sins or anything like that, but the next song is a lot more complicated, so stay tuned for that. But with that being said, this is what my GLAIVE presets sound like. Veni, Vidi, Vici, she likes a Vici, to it if it please me, nothing way too easy. I can't, my soul's not a fan of it at all. I would rather kill myself than end up anything like y'all. Veni, Vidi, Vici, she likes a Vici, to it if it please me, nothing worth doing easy. I can't, my soul's not a fan of it at all. I would rather kill myself than end up anything like y'all. So that's what those presets sound like, and as you guys heard, there's a couple of voice cracks in there. Listen, this song was way out of my comfortable range, and yeah, just know I'm losing my voice for you guys, so hopefully you guys like these presets. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the auto-tune settings for these, just in case you guys have different auto-tunes. So this song was in the key of B major, and for the main I had a retune speed of 2 and a humanize of 18, and for the harmony I had a retune speed of 3, a humanize of 14, and a natural vibrato of 3.1. And yeah, that's all I have for this song. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the next FLP, and if you guys haven't heard this song, I'll show you a little snippet. This is The Troubles by GLAIVE and Kurtains.
But we never really are, no, we never really wanted anything but we get money like the troubles blowing at the mall. And I still barely even know what cufflinks are, but we get money like the troubles blowing at the mall. We get money like the troubles blowing on a car. And I hate to be this way, I was taught that it was rude, and my mama raised me better, but my brothers raised me too. I'm in torn like Henri, I'm in Boston like him too. That's the trouble with consumption, I still struggle with it too.
Okay, well now we're in the Troubles FLP, and as you can see, there's a whole lot more going on, but we'll get into that in a minute. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my raw vocals once again. These are my raw vocals.
I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but
we never really are, no, we never really wanted anything but we get money like the choppers blow it at the mall. And I still barely even know what cufflinks are, but we get money like the choppers blow it at the mall. Okay, I think you guys have heard enough of that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on all of these presets and show you guys what these GLAIVE and Kurtains presets sound like.
I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but
we never really are, no, we never really wanted anything but we get money like the choppers blow it at the mall. And I still barely even know what cufflinks are, but we get money like the choppers blow it at the mall. We get money like the choppers blow it on a car. And I hate to be this way, I was taught that it was rude, and my mama raised me better, but my brothers raised me too. too. I'm in turn like Kyrie, I'm in Barca like him too. Got some trouble with consumption, I still struggle with it too. Still got money like the troubles, we have nothing else to do. We have nothing else to do. We have nothing else to do. We have nothing. 2 hands in the air for the best ones. 2 hands down now for the rest of them. Already too much in the septum. Said slow down, go take a rest now. Take a second, take a breath in. My bro shoe cut up the Vespa, back out the weapon, back up your bread in. The last album you dropped was depressing. Not one sad song on the record. Must be the us man. But we never really are. No, we never really wanted anything. But we get money like the troubles, blow it at the mall. And I still barely even know what conflicts are. But we get money like the troubles, blow it at the mall. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot more going on with this song and this album in general. If you guys haven't heard this album by GLAIVE and Kurtains, it's a pretty good album. I would definitely go check it out. So yeah, breaking down a little bit what's going on. You have the main vocal here, and then you have this main high vocal, which all this is a vocal bender, and this is a plugin by Waves. You could technically use pitch shifter, which is stock NFL. Let me go ahead and put that on here and see how close it sounds. I just think vocal bender sounds a lot more accurate to the original song, but I do want to give you guys stock alternatives. So what you would do is you would go into voice here, turn pitch up 12, and we're just gonna see what this sounds like. And yeah, like I said, the vocal bender just sounds a lot more accurate to the original song. And I'm not really sure if that's what he actually uses. He could also be using Ableton and format shifting in Ableton. Who knows? He could be doing a lot of different things, but this is the method that sounds most accurate to me. So if you don't have Vocal Bender by Waves, it's a really good plugin. And all it's doing is pitching it up 12 semitones. I have heard of people doing this method as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off Vocal Bender and try this method as well. You can actually open up the vocal, click on resample, click on Stretch Pro, and then pitch it up here by 12. And you can mess with this format a little bit. And that sounds pretty accurate too, so this is another way you could get that high pitch sound without Vocal Bender by Waves, just to give you guys different methods to get this similar sound. So let's put the Vocal Bender back on. So yeah, that's what's going on here for the main preset. And then you have these harmonies here, and these are all pretty much the same preset. They're just copied over a bunch of times. There's a little bit more going on with this third one. There's a little more distortion. And that's just the screaming one that you just scream the vocals underneath. And then I think I have a high one, which these aren't great vocals by any means. I just heard it in the background a little bit, so I included that as well. And then this is what the main vocal sounds like. But then with everything together, it sounds like this. So it just gives it a lot more energy. It sounds more like the original song, even though my vocals clearly sound nothing like GLAIVE's. I debated even showing the Kurtains part of this video because I don't like doing a British accent, or I don't even know where Kurtains is from. Hold on. Kurtains is from Wales. I don't like doing accents unless I really have to, but this one there was just no way I could not do the accent for this. But yeah, so here's the main without the two harmonies. 2 hands in the air for the best ones. And I think I got the preset pretty accurate, but obviously I don't sound anything like Kurtains. The main thing about this type of sound, SD Kid does it, Fake Mink does it, it's this doubler right here. Now I'm sure you can get another doubler that's not Waves, but doubler 4 just sounds really good, and it sounds really accurate to the original song. Again, I'm not sure if this is what they actually use. This is just my remake of what I hear when I listen to the song. These are the settings I did, and basically what's giving it that sound is the detune here. The voice on the left is detuned by 20, and the voice on the right is detuned by -31, and these numbers aren't concrete. You can change these numbers depending on what you want it to sound like. Basically, let me just crank these all the way to 100 and -100 real quick, and you'll hear it makes them sound out of key. 2 hands in the air for the best ones. Now that's not a good sound. When you do it a little bit, it makes it sound like actually different vocals. 2 hands in the air for the best ones. 2 hands down now for the rest of them. Which I think that might be all that Kurtains did, but I added more layers just so it sounded more listenable. 2 hands in the air for the best ones. 2 hands down now for the rest of them.
And these presets are literally just like copied and pasted of the main, turned down and panned left and right a little bit.
2 hands in the air for the best ones, 2 hands down now for the rest of them.
And so that's all that's going on there. And these are really like raw sounding presets. There's not a lot going on. The other thing I noticed, if you listen to these raw vocals real quick,
2 hands in the air for the best ones.
it kind of sounds like distorted almost. And this is an effect that I used to do a lot in some of my old music and I used to experiment with. And basically what it is it's sidechaining the bass of the song. I don't have the actual stems. I guess I could have ran this through a stem splitter as well, but I didn't want to do that for this video. So I made this bass bus instead. And basically what's happening here is the beat is being sent to this bass bus. The bass is then being sidechained to the Kurtains main. And it's really important that this is all the way down on 0. And it's also important that this isn't being sent to the master. This is something you don't want to be heard. You only want the signal to go into the sidechain on the main. That way it can be heard by this fruity limiter here. When you go to the compressor section, you want to make sure the sidechain is on 1. And now I'm going to go ahead and unsend the beat from the master so you can hear what's happening.
2 hands in the air for the best ones.
And so now you can visually see what's happening right here.
2 hands in the air for the best ones, 2 hands down now for the rest of them.
Now, I don't think it's completely accurate. I think something similar to this is how they got that sound. And yeah, so basically what's happening is the important part of this is this release is turned down, and I don't really know how it works. It's basically the bass is going into the sidechain compressor and then it's compressing it super fast with the wavelengths of the bass. So it's basically putting the bass frequencies into the vocals and distorting it.
2 hands in the air for the best ones, 2 hands down now for the rest of them.
That's basically everything that's going on, but obviously I'm going to break down all of the sends and buses and everything in a moment just to make sure you guys can set up everything by yourself. There is a couple more things going on. So towards the end here, we have this GLAIVE EDM sample. I'm not sure I got this too accurate just because it's like still playing in the beat. The vocal remover didn't really cut the vocal out of the beat because it sounds like an instrument, but I think I got it pretty similar. I could probably like mess with this EQ a little bit more to get it more accurate, but overall I think this sounds decent. And what's happening here is this is going into the vocal bender again, and it's still doing the same thing as earlier, pitched up 12. Then I have a stereo shaper that's widening the sound a little bit, and so that's basically all that's going on with this one. Okay, with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys all the auto-tune settings. This is gonna be a lot, but we're gonna walk through it. This song was in the key of F major with a detune of 452. You're gonna want to set this to whatever your beat's detune is, and in auto key you can actually see what the detune is if you play the song. So right here you could see A equals 451. When I first did this, it was saying 452, so that's why I put 452. If it's off by a couple hertz, it doesn't really matter that much. If you guys use this preset as is and you don't change that, and your beats in 440 hertz, which most beats are, you're gonna hear a difference. Your whole song's gonna sound out of key. So make sure you change this to 440 hertz or whatever your beat is detuned to, if it is detuned. And now for the main, I had a retune speed of 4 and a humanize of 24. For the main high, I did a retune speed of 2 and a humanize of 18. For the GLAIVE harmony, I did a retune speed of 2 and a humanize of 13. The second harmony, I did the same thing. The third harmony, I did the same thing as well. And then for Kurtains, there was a lot less auto-tune, so I did a retune speed of 10 and a humanize of 42. And then for the Kurtains layers, I did a retune speed of 14 and a humanize of 50. And I did that as well on the layer on the right. And then for the EDM sample, I did a retune speed of 0 and a humanize of 0. The last thing I have to show you guys real quick before I end this video are how everything is linked together. If you don't want to have to drag in all these presets and link them all and everything like that, you could go ahead and buy my template on BNVLNT.shop. I'll have that linked in the description. It'll be $15 for both of these FLPs, both of these templates, as well as my Waves Master and my Stock Master for those of you guys that don't have Waves plugins. But if you don't want to buy anything, that's completely fine. All of these presets will be completely free. The only preset here that isn't free is my master preset, which for both of these songs I did use my Best Waves master preset. If you want to buy just my master preset, you don't want to buy the whole FLP, that'll be on my website as well for $10. But like I said, all of these vocal presets will be completely free in my Discord, so all you have to do to get them is scroll down to the description, join the Discord, scroll down here to where it says Benevolent Presets, and then you'll see all of these Glaive and Kurtains presets right here. And if you scroll up, there's hundreds of free presets in this channel, so go get some free presets and make some good music. The last thing I'm going to show you guys before I end this video is if you do just get these free presets, drag them in like this, and then I'll just go through one by one and show you guys how everything is linked. So first you have the beat being sent to the master and to the bass bus. Then you have the bass bus, like I said earlier, being sidechained only to the Kurtains main. Then you have the Glaive main being sent to the main reverb at 100% and the master at 100%. The main reverb is sent at 100% to the master. The Glaive main high is sent only to the vocal bender, and then the vocal bender is sent to the main high reverb and the master at 100%. The main high reverb is sent to the master. The Glaive harmony is sent to the master. All of these are just sent to the master. And then you have the EDM sample, which is only sent to the vocal bender, and the vocal bender is sent to the master. And it looks like there's also a reverb back here that the vocal bender from the EDM sample is being sent to, which I didn't realize that, but let me change that. Glaive EDM sample reverb. But yeah, I think that's all I got for this video. So if it did help you out at all, please leave a like, comment which artist you want to see next, and subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching. That's been it. Peace.